Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2 as Sardinia-Piedmont. In the last episode we fabricated a war justification against Egypt and we are attacking them now. We are trying to take Sinai initially. I'm actually sieging the wrong region, but that's fine. We actually want to take this region as well, probably as a secondary war goal. And just sending my fleet down here to pick up a few more troops, or just one more brigade actually. I would like to get a few more troops down, but it's going to involve sailing our fleet all the way around, which is annoying. Actually, if we can get access through the Ottomans, we can just march these troops across from Tunisia. Though I don't think that's too likely, since we don't have good relations. Oh, they will give us access, because we're attacking their enemies. Okay. I'll take it. Let's get going. Ooh, and we're being occupied down here, actually. Well, that is annoying. Probably leave some troops stationed over here. Might be a good idea. I could build a couple of transports to ferry a couple of brigades across, but they would have to be clipper transports because we haven't invented steamer transports yet. And would be, therefore, already obsolete. I think what I'll do is, instead of taking these troops up to Egypt directly, we'll take them home and use the ships to transport some troops across the island, and then probably some reinforcements over to the mainland of Egypt. I'm really just being lazy, trying to avoid bringing my ships all the way home. Okay, the Ottomans are increasing relations with us. And we have a crisis brewing in the Aegean Islands. So potentially Greece could wind up getting more land back, but as it turns out, it failed to enlist international interest. Ooh, we have naval combat, which it looks like we are going to win. So that's good. And Egypt is trying to take back some land here. Is our occupation going to finish first? Looks kind of close. I suppose we'll just go and fight them. Better to do it sooner. Ooh, unfortunately they have a very good defensive general. It's going to make this much more painful than it would otherwise have been. It turned out okay in the end. You can actually go all the way over there. And our navy is almost home. And we got 3.3 prestige from realist music. So how close are we to breaking into the top 8? Netherlands is the closest at 113, and we're at 110. So actually very close. Let's take 2 infantry brigades, 1 hussar, and I guess 1 artillery. And we'll... it was this one, I think? Yeah. Load you onto the boats, and I'll just land them directly on top of this. Hopefully they'll get there before this occupation actually finishes. Famine strikes state. While epidemic and widespread famine disappeared almost entirely from the Western world with the development of the modern capitalist free market system, and the extensive division of labour employed by it, combined with new advances in agricultural technologies, one of the oldest killers known to man, hunger, was still claiming victims in Europe and the Americas well into the 20th century. Primarily so, of course, among the already poor. Famine has struck one of our states, and we need to react. So in Tunisia, we can spend 2,000 to have the population changed by only -4%, or we can have the poor strata population changed by 10% and have them gain militancy. We'll spend 2,000. That's pretty reasonable, I think. And we'll get the rest of these troops transported over, or at least a few more troops. I actually think I still have a brigade parked over in Johor, which is not really doing much for anybody, but that's okay. Germany is improving relations. As is Sweden. And I suppose we'll occupy their capital. Oh, it's not actually part of our war goal. I don't think we're actually getting the ticking war score from this just yet. Oh, we actually don't have Mansoura here. I think we'll do that first. Probably a higher priority. And we are about to finish Impressionism. So, for colonization, we are going to need at least breech-loaded rifles and probably actually machine guns, so I think we may as well start down this first. The other one, of course, is nationalism and imperialism, or is it state and government? Mission to civilize. Nationalism and imperialism gives you an extra chance to actually invent it. Sokoto fears our might. Well, we did consider going to war against you, Sokoto, but we decided on Egypt instead. Aren't you pleased? So we should be able to add our additional war goal, which we're going to take Middle Egypt, I think. This doesn't help us out for colonization at all. It doesn't give us an extra point to start colonizing from, but I think we are okay for colonization jumping off points. So this is purely for the prestige population or geos, that kind of thing. So it doesn't really matter that we aren't gaining any further front to colonize from. So we'll demand the concession of Middle Egypt, who's going to cost us a full 5 infamy, which is acceptable to me. Brick Street Gentlemen's Club. A gentleman's club has opened in one of our provinces, dedicated to furthering the interest of its members, charitable causes, and the nation in general. The Gentlemen's Club is set to become a pillar of local society for years to come. So we can say it's an excellent initiative, having aristocrats and capitalists gain consciousness, lose militancy, or have them lose consciousness and gain militancy. Well, it probably matters very little either way. I think we'll just disallow the shadowy cabals. So the rest of the Egyptian fleet seems to have disappeared somewhere. Not sure where. Probably not something we need to be too worried about. And they are trying to take back some land here, but we should finish our occupation well before they finish and be able to chase them off. And we have elections. The Licensing Act. Influenced by intensive lobbying from the Temperance League, one of our states has adopted a licensing regulation that allows residents the right to issue or retract liquor licenses in their local districts. With strong public support, the Licensing Act has thus prohibited the sale of liquor throughout the state. Many local breweries have been denied the right to sell their produce locally and have been forced into bankruptcy. So, we can say they're free to do as they see fit and have poor strata gain militancy, middle strata lose it, and rich strata gain it, or the inverse. I think we'll have a repeal of the act. Okay, we want pro-military. Let's see how we're doing here. 16% war score. They are not going to accept this offer. They would accept giving us one region. Or one state. It's obviously not good enough. We're gonna go for state capitalism. Except we are not. So we'll have to go only 5% in favor of planned economy. And moralism. Or alternatively, the minimum possible amount of secularized. And we're sieging very slowly here. On account of 0% siege efficiency. Oh, we have the same up here, though. So we want state capitalism. Let's see, still the Netherlands is our next rival. They are only 8 points total ahead of us. I don't think we're going to get enough prestige from this war to immediately get us over the top. But if we end up getting just a couple more of the prestige inventions that we are now eligible for. That should take care of it pretty handily. So we want pro-military. And we have the same coalition of conservative and reactionary parties in power again. Which is exactly what we wanted. Okay, so we got muzzle-loaded rifles. Breech-loaded rifles is going to be necessary for colonial negotiations. We might just go for ideological thought first, though. I'm not sure if we're actually eligible for a second national focus based on our population. We are, so let's go ahead and do this, because a second national focus could definitely be useful. And how close are you to giving me what I want, Egypt? They still wouldn't accept the full offer. War between the Ottomans and Egypt, so it looks like the Ottomans are jumping on the bandwagon and probably trying to take some more of their cores back. They're acquiring Syria. And probably prompted by this two-front war, Egypt is just going to give up and give us what we want from them, so I will take it. Okay. Nejd wants access? Sure, why not? And I think we will just ferry our troops back home. We can reduce spending on land units and naval units. Let's go to 40% here. Did I load them on already? I did. Okay. So we'll make another trip. And we can build another unit in Turin. I'm not sure what we're looking like for general composition of all our troops. I think we're probably due for some more artillery though, without doing a complete survey of what we currently have. Let's see, no need to expand anything here just yet. And we still didn't research the naval tech we need to increase our naval bases. That is another technology we're going to have to go for pretty soon. It's not specifically required to colonize, but it's definitely highly recommended because it increases the number of colonial points you have available, which is important. Okay, plus 5 prestige is apparently not quite going to get us up to 8th place. 120 to Netherlands, 121. But it could not be any closer. And I've forgotten about ferrying troops across already. So I think we might be done with conquering uncivilized nations for the time being. I suppose we could take more land from Egypt. If we took Luxor, for example, we would get the tomb discovery events, which are good for a pretty substantial amount of prestige. Not so good for populations. We could also take, I suppose, this region or this one for more colonization options, but as I was saying previously, I don't think that's going to be necessary. And in fact, already we are pretty low on colonial power from holding all of these conquests that we've made so far. Okay, so this is going to be the last of our troops back home. And still not quite up to 4% clergymen, so we'll leave the focus there for the moment. Okay, well, that is going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and join me again next time. Oh, actually, just before we end here, we have actually gotten up to 8th place. So I think we have to stay here for a year, and we should overtake the Netherlands and become a great power. So great. Anyway, thanks for watching, and join me next time.